What's going on, guys? It's been quite a while since I've been on YouTube, but now I'm back. I just had to figure out some sort of way of doing things for myself. Went through a period of a few years, but I was just thinking, okay, I had a podcast, I had a YouTube. I decided to come back because at the end of the day, I love communicating. So hopefully you guys can join me on this journey. I'm going to be talking about a lot of things concerning Africa, specifically West Africa, and that's Ghana, Nigeria. Some of you guys know I am Nigerian, and I will be going to Ghana soon. So let's get right into it. This video is on a video about just some things going on right now within Nigeria as it relates to COVID testing while you're coming into Nigeria from the diaspora. We've got some issues, but of course, that's not a surprise. Nigeria is known for that. And as much as I love being Nigerian, I know that in the country itself, we got to get it together. And that's just facts. That's just real. There's been news I've been hearing about, a QR code being issued after having to pay once you get into the airport for a repeat COVID test. Let's say I'm flying from the US to Nigeria. You have to first get a COVID PCR test. That's the swab test. And it has to be negative, but you have to have had the result within 72 hours of departure. I'm assuming you're on a connecting flight, which is most likely the case. The airline that's here in LAX, they need to see the proof of your test. Let's say I fly to Dubai and as a connecting flight. In the UAE and Dubai, they will also ask for your test. And at any point in time, if you are unable to provide the test, you cannot board the flight because these airlines are being fined. That's what's happening. Okay. So, okay, that's fine. Now, the thing is, once you get into Nigeria, you're now asked to do a test right there at the airport on the spot. And it's a cost. It costs about $165. That's 50,000 naira. Look, Ghana, I know I'll be going to Ghana really soon. Ghana is going to be about around the same, 150, I believe. It is what it is. But here's what I have a problem with, and you guys are going to see it in this video, is that, sure, if you're going to ask for us to pay this, great. You got to make sure that your end is on point, okay? And according to a lot of people, there's a lot of mishaps happening. Not to everyone, but for some people. But some people is one too many. Apparently on a website that you go to, the PCR test, once you pay the money, you're now supposed to be getting a QR code instantly after you get it. And now what's happening is these airlines are on your connecting flights are asking for this QR code that's supposed to be issued from your website. I don't know anything much about that, but what I do know is I've seen QR codes work very flawlessly. And so guess what happens if something happens to the website and you don't get issued a QR code even though you paid for it? That's right. You're stuck in the country of your connecting flight. So we got to do something about this. But what I want you to know is I want you guys to see the video itself. Okay, so we're going to get right into it.
And I just read some very disturbing tweets, and in the past 24 hours, I have spoken to a couple of Nigerians who are out of the country and planning to go home. And we can't all keep quiet. I am not in the business of keeping quiet when things are not going right. That's not how I am wired. That's not how my system works. To keep quiet and pretend as if everything is fine when things are not fine. Now, there's this protocol that they have. There's this protocol that is in place, which says that before you come home, within 96 hours, assuming your flight is on Thursday, that means that by Monday, you should go in for a COVID test and have the result. Now, when you get the result, you go online and they upload. When you go online and upload it, then you pay 50,400. That's outrageous. Now, I am traveling with a child, so I'm going to pay 100,800 naira. Meanwhile, the COVID test here is mostly free, except you want it so quickly. CVS is free, Right Aid is free. All the pharmacy places I know, They are free, except when you start going to urgent care and all the whatever places. But at the pharmacy stores, the government made provisions, and these things are there. They are free. Now, to come home to Nigeria, you have to pay online 50,400 naira. That's what you are required to pay online. Now, when you pay this, according to them, they will generate QR code. Now, is that QR code that you have to show them? Apart from your COVID test, the COVID test you run here has to be PCR. So you show it to them. And now the QR code, you also have to show it. If you don't show it, they will not allow you to board. Now, I just read a tweet by a young Nigerian who is stranded in Dubai. He was to fly Egypt Air. He did the COVID test. He paid the 50,400. Now, up till now, they have not given him that QR code. Another person is traveling in few hours, and she said that she's still waiting for that QR code. And without that QR code, no airline will board you. And they are not generating that and giving that to people. Listen, I don't know whether it's a curse to be a Nigerian. I don't know whether we did something wrong as Nigerians. The stress of going through whatever they are asking us to go through, yeah, it's okay to run the test. Why make it 4 days? Most of these tests are coming out evening of the 3rd day. Some of these flights are in the morning. Now you have to now do this, send in this and wait for this QR code. Now the QR code is not even automatic. I thought it was something automatic. Why do we want to do like Oyibo people if we are not Oyibo? Why do we want to be like them if we can't? Why do we want to be like Oyibo people? So when you run this test, COVID test, they email you the result here in America. You don't need to go to anywhere to beg. Now you now upload this result and pay 50,400 naira. 50,400 to run COVID test. Now, when you pay 50,400, it should be automatic. It should be automatic to generate that code. Now, people are now paying it and they are missing their flights. And if you know how much people will need to pay when they miss their flight, why is our country so wicked? Why is our country? And listen, if you watch this video and come here to defend Nigeria, I will curse you. Because you are in Nigeria and you are not outside Nigeria and you don't know what people are going through. All I did on Sunday was to make calls, trying to find a place where I can run this test on a Monday and pick it up at least Tuesday so that I could do this other process and get the PR code. Because our flight is in the morning and no airline will board you. Initially, they said present your COVID test. Why wouldn't they allow us to present the COVID test? Why wouldn't these laboratories be at the airport so that when people are arriving, you pay them cash or you pay with your card? Now you pay 50,400 online and you miss your flight. A young Nigerian man is stranded in Dubai. He said he was walking around because he couldn't travel. And he has to pay again to the airline to be able to travel. And then he has to pay to spend the night in the hotel. This is terrible. And I am not in the grade of people that will keep quiet in the face of injustice. Because it's wrong. 50,400, how many people can afford that? So between my daughter and I will be paying 100,800 to the lab to run the test. Now, after running the test, after paying that money, they are to send you QR code. Now, when they send the QR code, that's the code that you can either print out or have it on your phone. So if you are going to Nigeria, it's not just COVID test. And to have it, I wish I could reschedule this trip. Honestly, I wish, and I'm beginning to consider calling Delta to say to them, I am not traveling again because I can't afford to do this. It's a lot of stress. Why do we have to stress people over everything? The people that are making these policies are seated in Nigeria in air-conditioned offices and they know nothing about what is going on. The labs I called on Sunday, some of them said 5 to 8 days to get the COVID test. Some results, some of them said 3 to 5 days. Meanwhile, they want this result in 96 hours, which is 4 days. And that includes the travel date. What of the people that are flying in the morning? Why can't we be considerate? Why can't we treat our, we all own this Nigeria? Why can't we be nice? Okay, now we are running this test in 96 hours, and then we come back to Nigeria again, and we have to pay 50,000 naira, 400. How much are people making for us to pay 50? Listen, it's unfair. It's really, really unfair. It is really unfair. A lot of Nigerians in America who are not American citizens, they are not paying money to run the test in other people's country. That now we come back to our own country and we pay 50,400. Okay, if we agreed to pay it, now they're making it mandatory that you must pay it before you board the flight. Is there any special interest that they have in this money? They're not making it mandatory, but the people that went back before, the evacuation people, they did all the free tests. Where are all the billions of naira that Nigerians donated for this COVID? Where are all the billions? A lot of Nigerians made donations in billions. Where are the billions? What have they used it to do? Is there any account to show what that money has been used for? Now we have to pay 50,400. That money, didn't they use it to buy test kits? Can't Nigerians be tested as they arrive? It's unfair and it's wicked. And anybody that does wickedness will follow the person to their grave. Now people are stranded. Some airlines are not boarding people. If you don't show that QR code, they will not board you. Now some people have paid money, but the labs that they paid to are yet to send them the QR code. And if you don't have that QR code, so it's no more the COVID test. Yes, you will do COVID test. Yes. But now they want QR code. It's now that QR code. If you don't show it, they will not board you. And now some people have paid this 50,400. Somebody even said he paid 50,900. But he's still in Dubai. Do you know why? Because they did not send him the QR code.
Okay, so this sucks. This really sucks. Freaking Nigeria, man. 2019, I was there, and I went there. The last time before that I had been there was in 2005. So during 2005, I remember coming back as a senior in high school, and that's when I started hearing about Hurricane Katrina. I'm like, what is this Hurricane Katrina stuff? There's one thing that I definitely noticed, because I went back to the village, back to the countryside where my family is. And there's one thing I noticed about Nigeria is that things just can't work the way they're supposed to. Like things in society that you just normally expect to work, you don't even think about it, right? You don't even think about it at all. You go to Nigeria, and for some reason, something must be problematic. Something must be wrong with it. So, man, listen. I mean, look, on top of that too, I have something else to show you guys because, this is alarming. And there's actually another article that I just found too that's very recent, and it talks about now Nigerians having to pay a fine if you if you fail to do the COVID-19 repeat test on arrival. All right, so what I want to do is just show you real quick the article. It says here, the airlines told the affected passengers that they're acting on instructions from Nigerian government officials. Okay, and this article is on September 16th at a website called Sahara Reporters. Okay, so it says the Nigerian government has allegedly asked Nigerians to pay a fine of now 356,000 naira if they are unable to pay an estimated 50,000 naira on arrival into the country for a repeat test. Sahara Reporters learned that this is the directive given to the airline operators in the UAE, which obviously is the country that Dubai is in. The airlines told the affected passengers that they were acting on instructions from Nigerian government officials. Guys, I gotta say this, man. Make it make sense. Like, make this make sense. So, okay, I failed to pay the 50 for whatever reason. I failed to pay the 50,000 naira that I need to do for the COVID test. So I get to let's say the connecting flight Dubai. I've got to now pay 6 times more the amount in Dubai in order for what? So my question is, does it even like, okay, now that I paid the fine, do I get the test? The next question is, okay, why can't I just be charged 50,000? That's the cost of it, right? Do you guys get what I'm saying? Now, one thing that I do know is that the Nigerian government is fining airlines for their failure to bring, or if they bring in any passengers who does not show proof of having a COVID test and being negative for a COVID test. I know that, and I did hear that it's quite a hefty price. I think like $3,000 or $3,500 per passenger. So we're going to keep reading here. It says one of the airlines, Rwanda Air, said the Nigerian government directed the airline to ensure that intending passengers to Nigeria have $160 or 53,000 naira cash to cover the cost of COVID-19 repeat tests to be conducted on arrival. Okay. Now, the airline representative told Sahara reporters that they would be slammed a huge fine if they return to Nigeria without having the money at hand. See what I told you guys? Now, according to the airline, this is what they said in Dubai. If you do not carry $160 or 53,000 naira in your pocket when you arrive at Lagos, the passenger will be asked to pay 3,400 dirhams, which I think that's like, I think if you divide by 3, you get dollars. Last time I was in Dubai, we would divide by 3. The point is, it's 356K. And then they said it is not a directive from the airline. So it's not coming from the airline. I think you should communicate with your embassy in Dubai, the Rwandair staff told Sahara reporters. Now here's more. My airline insists on a QR code before boarding, but I haven't received one since making payment. What should I do? Now, this is on a FAQ page on the Nigerian CDC. All right. So this problem that I just read on the FAQ site is very consistent with the video you just watched, as you can see. Okay. Now, here's the Nigeria CDC answering this question. It says, as a temporary measure, any passenger that is unable to complete the payment online will be allowed to board the flight if they have a valid COVID-19 negative PCR result. The passenger will be required to pay for the repeat COVID test on arrival in Nigeria. Please note that passengers without a QR code may face longer delays on arrival in Nigeria before exiting the airport. And it says that this release was done on September 9th from the Nigerian CDC website. So my thing about this is, and it also says it's still unclear why the airlines were still refusing to board passengers who did not have the required amount of cash or the QR code. Listen, y'all, I'm excited for December in Nigeria. You know, I'm going. I'm actually going to be going to Nigeria. But if anybody's trying to go October, November, I think you got to really think about this, because what I know about Nigeria is they just can't get it together. Most things, they can't get it together. The only thing I love that I was impressed with Nigeria is obviously the growth, which I'm really impressed, and our culture and banking. That's because it has to do with money. Everything else, man, we have a long way to go. This is, from what we just read, it seems like the airline is confused, the country is confused, Nigeria is confused, the Nigeria CDC is confused. Listen, if I were you, I'd chill out on flying to Nigeria at least to December. Let them work some kinks out. You know, these are like the first batch of people, the first month of people flying in. You guys let it settle, let people figure this out, because we know Nigeria, as much as I love Nigeria, we got a lot of work to do. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because this is what's happening on the ground right now. If you love this video, look out for more. I'm back on the wagon, the YouTube wagon. But if you like this video, the best way you can support me is liking, commenting, or subscribing, or all of them, to the video. I'd appreciate it. And until next time, see you guys soon. Peace.